Another day, another absolute moron for us to make fun of. And in today's video, we are actually going to be doing that with a good friend of mine, Martial Arts.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Glad to be here with Zahn. This is gonna be a pretty funny video, but if you want to see other videos after this one, you can head over to my channel where I do live streams, talk about manga, comics, things like that, and it kind of bleeds into what we're talking about today, some manga. So yeah.
So, you know, I'ma just be straightforward here. You know, there are some types of movies, video games, just entertainment media in general that are not for everyone. I think that is why we have these little sophisticated things called maturity ratings, you know what I mean? But some people just seem to not understand that, especially people on Twitter. Every year we have people on Twitter absolutely trying to destroy Berserk. They try making it seem like it doesn't belong on the face of the planet, like it's some type of war crime. Simply because it's adult content, you know. So what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be looking at this guy called Might, and he posted this tweet that got 3 million views, 911 retweets, and most of these retweets are people just clowning him, you know. So let's just get into it. He says, yeah, Berserk dropped. I'm taking censored shonen over that disgusting shit any day. And here's the thing, I have a question for you. Do you remember when we started talking about Berserk, you know, while we were drawing our individual comics and you was drawing your manga, we would talk about different stuff that we've read. I mentioned Berserk to you because I was curious if you actually read it or, you know, if you're interested. And you remember what you said?
Yeah, I told you I tried reading it a couple different times, but it was something I wasn't really interested in. It wasn't anything that, like, I don't know, like, when it comes to the contents of Berserk and how gruesome and how crazy it can be, because there are definitely like it's definitely not for everyone, and that's kind of how I felt, especially like where I fell into that category of like, oh, this just isn't for me. This is something that I don't need to read, you know. Right. There's plenty of people who say like, oh, this is amazing, and while I think there's some cool things in Berserk, I just wasn't able to get that far because I read so much and was like, yeah, I'm good.
You see, and the thing is, and this is the clear difference between you and that guy. The difference between you and this guy here is that it ended when you said, it's just not for me. It's a bit too dark. It's a bit too gruesome, and that's fine. You know, to me, I think this is why maturity ratings exist. It's to help you decide if a piece of content is made for you or your taste. You understand? So we're just gonna look at this main part here. See this part here? I'm gonna highlight it. This is the main problem with readers like this. So many people warn this guy about Berserk. I believe the Berserk actually has a warning in its first few pages as well, but let's be honest, these stupid motherfuckers can't read. So yeah, they're probably just gonna ignore the warning, just like they ignore terms of service or, you know, apps and stuff that they download. But whatever. My point is that sure, it's not for you, but why do you have to go and then try to crucify the media if it's just not for you? That's the same as you and I telling this guy, hey, don't go eat at that restaurant over there. All they cook is spicy foods. He goes and eats at the restaurant anyway, and when his stomach starts hurting, he calls the cops, and he's like, these guys need to be arrested. These guys need to be taken down. It's like, bro, you kind of literally brought this on yourself. And then now you're trying to talk shit about the place that everyone warned you about. Yeah.
I'll never understand how, like, you know, you have these people who see these warnings or these labels, they ignore them, and then they want to seem cool. I think it's all a part of, like, you know, some sort of baiting that people do.
Twitter culture.
yeah, there'll be people like, hey, don't read this, it's pretty gruesome. Somebody be like, yeah, right, it's probably not that gruesome. I've seen worse, because they've seen a live, maybe one live leak video or something random close to that. It's kind of different seeing it and reading it in a story fashion, where you're getting along, and with the story, you're understanding these characters. And in Berserk's case, you're looking at Guts, you're looking at the Hawk Band, it's Band of Hawk,
Band of the Hawk, yeah.
Band of the Hawk, you're looking at these characters, you're getting to know them in the beginning, and then afterwards shit just kind of gets real and hits the fan real quick.
Yep.
And and I'll just say, in gruesome online videos, you're not getting to know these people. You're just seeing some effed up for a couple minutes, and you're kind of moving on with your day. But in this series, you're getting to know these characters. Miro does a very good job at highlighting what these characters want, what these characters love, and then he takes all that away from them at some point, and he shows them saying, okay, you have to learn how to move on and continue living. Maybe not for you, but for other people. And
struggle, bro. You gotta struggle.
Yeah. It's the struggle, and it's a real thing. And so that's why I look at it and I go, it has great elements. The parts for me that I really don't mess with is like, Mira's not afraid to show anything. Like if we're talking about grape or other things where like someone's getting disemboweled or bodies on spikes, like he's showing it.
Yep, there we go.
And I just go, yeah, okay, that's a little bit tough for me. And as I tell everybody, I'm a shonen junkie. I love everything shonen, and I think that shonen is like a good spot for me. And whether somebody calls it censored or not, I mean, it is censored, but it's structured that way because of the target audience, and that's something that I think he's also missing. Is there's a key target audience for stuff like this. I mean, if you look at things in the hyper realistic area, like if you're looking at Deadpool and how the Deadpool live action, people were taking their kids to the first one and the second one, and even if you did it by accident on the first one, the second and the third one you don't want to take your kids to, because there's still going to be lots of cussing, there's going to be lots of blood, lots of violence,
lots of adult situations.
Lots of adult situations. And so if you're surprised in the second movie or the third movie, you're kind of just playing yourself, because at this point Deadpool's a household name, and it's not like people don't know what Berserk is by this point.
Exactly.
Early 2003, early 2000, yeah, I could understand you being like, oh, what is this? Now at this point, I think most people are just reading it to go, look at me, I'm cool. Not most people, sorry. People like him or like them online are going, look at me, I can read cool, edgy stuff too. And then they go and they read it, and it's like, wow, that was really messed up. I can't do this. And then they go the extreme route by calling it names and saying that it's a bad series or it's disgusting, or if you like this, you are
somehow a bad person as well.
Yeah, and it's like, dog, you guys gotta chill out.
Exactly.
That's not the way this works. And that's how I know a lot of these people are anime onlys. They don't read, they don't do anything else. He's probably somebody who doesn't even know what a Shonen Jump is or a manga is. He probably knows, or I say but they probably know like.
Yeah, well, in his bio, he does say he is an anime/manga fan. So I'm gonna give him some credit. He probably does read manga like that, like shonen manga specifically. But the whole point that I'm making here is, if it's not for you, that's fine. You don't need to go this length, and this is why so many people are clowning him. Like, this person posted shonen fans when seinen manga has mature stuff in it, and then there's the character from JJK. He's just freaking out. He's like, oh no, adult situations, no. It's so hilarious to me, like he posted this bullshit tweet here where he says, Berserk fans when you tell them you don't want to see SA, and it's SpongeBob. So it's basically he's trying to say Berserk fans are just freaking out because he doesn't want to see SA. No, sir, that's not what it is. That's very disingenuous of you, and you're literally moving the goalpost. What it is that if it's not for you and you just said that, most people would be fine. The thing is, it's trendy to hate on mangas like Berserk, so that's what you did. You started calling it disgusting shit. That's the reason why people are coming after you. So this is very much a lie. You're trying to make it seem like the Berserk fanbase is just hostile for no reason, where I 100% believe if you just straight up said, you know, Berserk is just a bit too graphic for me. Not my time, not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? If you just said something like that, none of the clowning that you're getting would be happening. Because keep in mind, he's getting ratioed into the dust. This is 2 million views, 50,000 likes. The other, well, this is him again. There was this one here. I found this was actually hilarious and very much underrated. How just might things people read Berserk. And this is the other misconception that I would love for us to talk about, but you gotta see the content of this video first. Check this out. He's reading Berserk. And for those who don't know, that's the scene where Guts, the main character, was assaulted as a child. It's a very difficult scene to watch, and this is how he thinks. He thinks us fans watch and read this and we're like amused by it. No. Miura's writing is made to convey the most brutal situations in his story. It's made to bring that dark fantasy to life. It's made to disturb you, and it successfully does that because it gets you to care about these characters first and then breaks your heart after. That's what the whole story is about, to show you that pure evil does exist in his world, you know? So let me get back to this.
Yeah, I think that's something that
hold on a second. Check this out.
Oh no.
Yeah. You know, and it's hilarious to me. I know, like, I laughed at this video so many times already, I can't laugh at it anymore. But this is how they actually think we operate as a fan base, when in reality, most times, we're just having real conversations about how deeply scarred and wounded these characters in the story are. You was gonna say something before?
No, I was just gonna say, like, to me, I always look at things, and even those scenes in Berserk, I've seen those scenes. I look at those and it goes back to what I was saying, where you are built up with these characters and then everything is taken away from them. It's literally like just a crazy thing that happened, and you're not laughing at these. If anything, you're like, okay, what do I do? What do I say? How do I feel about this? And then afterwards, like you said, man, you're just left kind of just wondering, damn, I gotta walk away from this for a second.
I'm gonna give you an example, right? If you look at Game of Thrones, you look at season 1, just look at season 1 Game of Thrones alone. There's scenes where Daenerys is getting more or less sexually assaulted by Khal Drogo, because she didn't consent to being married off by her brother. She's being literally used as a bargaining chip. You know, she's a virgin. She's it's in the books, I think she's like 15. You know, and I think they aged her up a bit in the series, but it doesn't matter. People aren't entertained by that. People look at that and we're disturbed by it, but we're invested because we want to see how the character is going to deal with this sort of trauma, you know? So to me, it's as I said before, it's gonna feel like I'm repeating myself here, but it's just very disingenuous of guys like this Might guy, you know, going ahead and trying to make it seem like, oh, the fan base for Berserk is just like really...
Wait. Scroll down. Did he say he hates? I want to see what he said he hates.
He says I hate this.
Okay. That's fine.
I don't know what this is from, but yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul.
So to me, it's like, it's just very disingenuous to try and make it seem like, you know, the Berserk fans are these types of weirdos who just are angry that you guys don't like SA, you know. And it kind of, this is actually hold on, I have this. Is it this one? Okay, it's in my bookmarks. Hold on, give me a second here. All right, check this out. So this person here says, Berserk fans explaining how 50 grape scenes per chapter is necessary because it's a seinen manga. You see, these are the types of people that I hate the most. You know, whenever someone like this guy talks about Berserk, it brings all of these weirdos out of the woodwork. They just start crawling out of whatever little fucking hole that they've came from. You know, and I actually commented on this guy, oh no, I don't think it actually showed up, but whatever. Right, the point is that this never happens in the actual manga. 50? This person said there's like 3. You know, now I don't think there's just 3 per chapter. I think it's less than that. It depends on what chapter you are at, and it also depends on what point in the story you are at as well. Anyway, let's not drag this video out anymore. Like, ultimately, don't be like this guy. If you have not read Berserk, that's fine. If you think it's a bit too graphic for you, that's fine. Just don't try shitting on it or saying it's worthless or, you know, not worth anyone's actual time or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think that you can't say that about every series, especially if you've only given it a little taste. And if it's something that isn't for you, then just say it's not for you and then move on. You know, you have things that you like, and there are probably people who, you know, and just like what me and you talk about, there are people who are tired of the shonen shit. You know, they don't care about shonen. They want to see characters be a certain way, evolve, and actually have consequences and things that matter, not nobody dies because the author is too in love with that character. And, you know, like you were talking about in
Attack on Titan video.
Yep. Yeah, where, you know, what's his name didn't die even though he should have. And I'm not talking about Armin, I'm talking about the other guy,
Reiner,
yeah, you're like, Reiner should have died like 16 times.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think, and the thing is, it's like, when people like us go ahead and point out stuff like that, oh, we are weirdos. You know, you're a weirdo for actually wanting consequences in your story. How does that make you weird? It's just a very childish and immature way to think, honestly. Like, no matter how you look at it, these people, as I said, they're just immature. Their maturity level just isn't there. But anyway, if you all enjoyed this video and you agreed with our takes, go ahead and follow my boy Martial Arts over on Twitter, or follow his YouTube. He is creating his own manga as well, right? And the guy is putting in a lot of work. You can even get manga music videos from him if you click the link in his pinned. It will take you directly to his YouTube. And if you're on his YouTube, you could come over here, show him some love and support as well. Go ahead and follow me on there as well again. And if you would like to become a character in my manga, you can. I shouldn't say manga, I should say comic or web comic. If you want to become a character in this story, just understand it is an adult, I'd say dark fantasy. So your character probably isn't going to survive that long, okay? If you go ahead and follow me, all you gotta do is DM me, and just like this guy here, this is one of the subscribers, I will draw you into a scene, and yeah, right? Okay, so you have anything else you want to say?
No, man, you pretty much said it all. I would just say, once again, for anyone who is a creative, create the story you want to create, and don't let people like that influence you. Come check out our work if you want to see examples of the things that we talked about today, where it's like, you know, we're creating stories that are good, wholesome, and people are gonna die. That's it. That's all I say.
Wholesome and people are gonna die.
Yeah, all in the same sentence.
Yeah. All right, to everybody else, you all have a good rest of your day, okay? Later.